Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Jewel and Arit here
Hello.
from the Essetino Weekly Mastermind. And whoops, I said the name of the episode.
That's okay.
Welcome to episode
It's a new
106.
intro every time.
Yeah, we've got Arit here. She's back. She was always here, but she was behind the scenes. And we were just testing out one person doing the interviews at a time.
I never left, guys. And I'm happy to be back here. It's another Thursday live stream to hang out with you guys as usual. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. PST, we're here for you to be a resource for you, to answer your questions, to engage in really cool discussions, engaging conversations, about entrepreneurship and creating profitable content. So we welcome you, and we hope you are having a great week so far. And I already see some comments over here, people saying hello.
Yeah. And we titled, if you saw the title there, it's a funny photo of Arit. And, we said, you're living in your comfort zone or something.
You're spending too much time in your comfort zone.
Yeah. And there's a reason why we said that. So stay tuned for that. All right. So let's say hello to some people. While we're saying hello, make sure to share your wins for the week. Let me just grab that there.
So every single Thursday, we ask you this question. We like to start off with this question because it just starts the entire live stream off on a positive note. Everybody's sharing their wins, something that, you might have checked off your list or you're proud of accomplishing this past week. And every single week, it almost like pushes you to have something to share for the next week. So we'd love to hear what was one win, or you can share more than one. That's totally fine too. It could be a personal win, it could be business related, doesn't matter. And we'd love for you to put it in the comments.
Yeah, so let's say hello to some people while we're doing that. We've got Lisa in the house. She's saying she won't be able to join the live stream because she's not feeling so great, but she'll join the live stream next Thursday.
Well, thanks for coming on, Lisa, and letting us know. You didn't have to do that, so I hope you do feel better.
Liat's saying, love the pic, Arit. And we do.
Yeah, that was a kooky photo, right?
This is the
wide-eyed
right
kooky photo. Definitely an outside of comfort zone photo.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I chose that one. Rye's loving the thumbnail as well. We've got Manny in the house. Hey, Manny, how's it going?
Manny. And Eve, hello.
Hey, Eve, how's your YouTube channel going? And we've got Tracy in the house.
Tracy just hit 2,400 subscribers this past week. That's awesome. Congrats on hitting that milestone.
Congratulations on that. That's crazy. So basically almost at 2,500, almost at 3,000.
Very cool. And hello, Jojo. How's it going? How has your week been?
We've got Jojo in the house. And Roland, hello. And then Pretzel.
Hi, Roland. Did you have some pretzels today? Or it's just, you don't usually get to see that emoji, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, sometimes
novelty.
When I go to the mall, there's this pretzel place that I like. And it's like the only time I ever really get like
the Mr. Pretzel?
Yeah, something like that. Or sometimes it's different names, but usually at, the mall or when you go to those carnivals and festivals.
So good with sesame seeds. Yum.
And we've got Monica in the house. Hey, Monica. How's it going?
And Liette. Hello.
Hey, Liette. And then Roland says, I'm just getting hungry. Lol. Nice. Yeah. So let us know if you guys enjoyed that little bunch of interviews there. We actually had 2 in a row last week. The last one was with Timothy. That was a really fun interview, getting to know him. And all the other ones, Rye and Tracy as well. So we'll do a couple more back to normal, and then we'll get back to doing some more interviews. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, please let us know.
Yeah. And today we're actually going to be asking you a question related to your comfort zone. But before we get to that, let us know, guys, if you have any more wins. Julie, you want to share a win this past week?
I mean, there's okay, so sometimes it's difficult because I have so much to do every week and there's so much stuff happening that I honestly can't even really remember 2 days ago.
What happened I was going to say 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
It's a blur.
It's kind of like you just move forward. It's just like the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. So, I mean, I can just remember the last thing I did, and because usually things are usually a win, right? Mm-hmm. Pretty much whatever I'm doing is towards something, because early on we learned the concept of, you know, if you're going to do something, do it with purpose. If you're going to do something, is this worth your time? Is this going to contribute to, you know, your goals? Is it going to contribute to Essetino, right? So I'm constantly thinking about that kind of stuff, and it's very rare that I do stuff that I don't want to do and that it's not contributing or something. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the last thing I did just before this was my side hustle of Amazon. Remember when I did a video, and I've mentioned this several times, that a company hired me to sell their like stock of products that they can't use anymore. It's not that they can't use it, but they're into technology, and as you know, technology gets quite frequent pretty quickly. And it's not that this stuff isn't usable, it's just not current and up to date. It's still very much usable and it's brand new. But for the systems that they install, they need to be rotating their product, their stock, just like with any like major company. They have to rotate stuff. Like that's why, you know, there's sales and stuff, and they get rid of their products and all that. So they had like hundreds and hundreds of products and different SKUs, and they knew that I had experience with Amazon. And I told them I'm not doing Amazon anymore, and it's been like probably 4 years since I've done the whole Amazon FBA thing. Mm-hmm. But they said, you know, can you try and sell some of our stuff, because they were literally just going to throw it away into the garbage, which is essentially going into the landfill. And it was like a lot of stuff, and I was like, yeah, sure, you know, I'll give it a try. And so they're a local company here, and yeah, that's what I was doing. I was like doing my Amazon thing, and it is actually profitable. It's quite profitable considering they had just written off all these products, like they were going to throw it away. It's done now like $6,000 or so.
That's awesome.
And I think it'll get to over 10 by the end of this year, probably around 8,000 to 9,000 in profit.
That's
with
very cool.
The trajectory
just from stuff that's been sitting around and not doing anything.
Yeah, so it's kind of like my side gig, my side hustle right now. It's not something I want to be doing full time, because it is, you know, it's definitely manual, for sure, manual labor. But I like to mix it up, you know, a little computer, a little manual labor, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's literally what I was doing like before this.
That's cool. Yeah, I have a bunch of wins too. Like, it's just a matter of which ones do you pick, right? Got another design job for a client to improve the look of their landing page and set up a funnel for them with some, basically, you know, when you land on a site and someone opts in for a freebie, whether that's like a guide or a free video that they can watch, and then once they get that free thing, they're put into an email sequence. So I basically set that up for someone. We created a free guide for them, an email nurture sequence. That's all part of, you know, marketing, connecting with your email subscribers. So that was fun. Another thing too, also out of my comfort zone, got a completely new setup for recording some new vocals.
Why are you recording new vocals, Reed? Sorry, I'm just doing a note. I'm just doing a promotional note on Instagram, which is a new feature.
Yeah, I no problem. I actually connected with a producer it's been kind of a journey to find the right producer to work with on my music. This is for the music side of things, not the business. because I'm going with a different sound, looking to create more epic, orchestral, cinematic music. And I decided to do a cover of Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes, but cinematic version, cinematic cover. And I was just like really trying to find the right person for this, because it's a different style of music production and composition. It's actually it's kind of hard to find the right person who really understands that genre. So it was like this whole journey basically of messaging people, connecting with people, giving them trial assignments, seeing, what they can produce with like a 20-second clip of my vocals. And out of all of that, like, I think maybe like I spoke to like 50 different producers, and I found one. And this guy is awesome, because he just sent me a demo of like what he composed for this cover of Seven Nation Army with my vocals. And I just was completely floored. And I know I'm going to be creating more music with him. I'm super excited for that. And so, yeah, I just got a whole new setup, like a mic, this isolation shield to, dampen the vocals, make it more dry so we can hear it better. So yeah, that's super exciting. That's a huge win this past week.
I heard the sample, and it wasn't even with the final version of the audio. Like, it was just a recording on like a USB type microphone.
Yeah, there was no editing on the vocals or anything like that.
Man, the production quality was amazing. The genre of music that Arid is going into is kind of like, like every epic movie that has like those crazy scenes, like Gladiator.
Gladiator, yeah.
Like, think of Gladiator and the music in there. Just like epic orchestral music. And when I heard the sample, I was like, I want this on my Spotify to listen to, because I know I'm gonna get like,
that's the reaction I love.
When you're running, and then, or if you're doing like hiking or something and you're listening to that. And yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, so really excited about that. We see some new comments here. Kevin, hello.
Nigeria's in the house. That's amazing.
Good to see you.
How's your week been? It's busy. It's always busy. The summer here is usually busy. Everybody's like on, like, with doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I will be booking that last summer, for those of you guys who remember, I wanted to go canyoning down a waterfall, and we booked it. But then at the last, like a couple days before, there was like monsoon rains here. And then the person running it, the guide, the instructor, said it was unsafe to rappel down a waterfall because the water levels were too high. And so we had to cancel it. And then instead we went 4x4 off-roading.
Also really fun.
Yeah, also really fun. And so I said last year, I'm doing that this year. So I'm booking it again, and we'll be doing it probably in August or September.
Yeah.
Rappelling down a waterfall.
Definitely will be a vlog for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Some GoPro shots.
I know.
It's going to be fun.
We've got Timothy in the house. Hey, Timothy.
Hi, Timothy.
Had so much fun with the interview last week. It was some really great laughs. It's really cool when we can have a conversation and just laugh about it.
Timothy, I wore the hat, your merch, my black cap.
Yeah.
This past week. I'm loving it.
Nice.
I think I'm going to be wearing it more this summer.
Yeah.
Jojo says, been loving the interviews. Please keep them coming. Awesome. Good to hear.
For those of you who are just tuning in, if you want to be on the show, please let us know and we'll get in contact with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry.
Hi, Phil.
The comment. We've got Phil in the house. Hey, Phil. How's it going? I recently watched one of your videos. I can't remember which one it was, the latest one. But man, you're crushing it. And I saw that you just got to 11,000 views. And I remember that you just hit 10,000. Yeah. So I'm like, are you going viral right now?
That's awesome. Yeah. Is like a specific video on your channel really picking up? Or I feel like that wasn't too long ago either.
Great Wins, the White Stripes. Yeah, that famous song, that famous one that they did.
Love that song.
Roland says it sounds amazing. Yeah,
I can't wait to share it with you
It's
guys.
such a unique, this is like total full-on niche because it was like cinematic, orchestral, and it had a bit of like an Arabian vibe as well. And it's like, and it's the white stripes.
I'm very specific with my style. Yes, I want the cinematic, but I also want a little Mediterranean kind of flair in there. So I asked him to put an instrument that was like indicative of that Mediterranean vibe, and it's
like a guitar, right?
Yeah. I forgot what he called it.
It's like, very distinct. When you hear it, you automatically are like, okay, this is like Middle Eastern style music.
Yeah. But you guys will hear it.
Yeah. We'll blast that out.
With you.
We've got Product Patrol in the house. Hey,
Hello,
Product Patrol. How was your road trip? I know that you did a road trip from Ontario to New Brunswick. So like the second half of Canada.
And also to Wasaga Beach, I think, just recently as well.
Yeah. I'm loving your wins. Great job, ladies. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ooh.
So Timothy says, I started blogging with a call to action on the post and they created leads. Yes. I am loving getting deeper with WordPress.
Nice.
Yes. It's all about the call to actions, right? Like sometimes we just assume that people are going to take an action and click on something that we want them to, but you can't assume that. You have to be super obvious. And even with like YouTube videos, right? As soon as you put those call to actions in, immediately you'll start to see those results. I actually did a job for a different client who wanted me to include an opt-in box in every single one of her blog posts. And it's not too hard to do. It's a plugin, so you don't have to sit there and put it into every single blog post. It's a plugin that automatically puts it at the bottom. Well, you can decide where you want to put it, but at the bottom usually is a good place across all your blog posts, so that as soon as they finish reading the blog post, they have the opportunity to opt into your email list. So
what was the name of the plugin? Do you know?
I don't remember. It's happened a while ago, but if that's something that you'd be interested in, Timothy, I can find out the name for you. Yeah.
And Timothy's saying, thank you so much for wearing the hat. And Phil, thanks, guys. It's been going well last month. Hopefully it will continue growing. Yeah, definitely ride that wave. And I was like, you just reached 10,000 and now you're at past 11,000. So I'm sure you'll hit 12,000 really soon. So that's pretty crazy. I'm not sure if Brenda's here on the live stream. I was hoping that she was going to be here. I'm not sure if she is, but I'll show it again next week. But I actually ordered her memoir on Amazon when she was a guest. She was a guest on Melody's Author Nation live stream.
Yeah.
And she was talking about her memoir. And she wrote this as a way of getting through the death of her mother. And it's by Brenda. You guys have seen her in the chat. And I'm not super religious myself. I did go to Catholic school and stuff when I was growing up because I had to, but I'm still interested to read it and see how it goes. So I literally just got this. Can't wait to read it. And you can see there's some photos of Brenda in here when she was younger, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm definitely going to read it and let you guys know how it goes. But I don't think she's on here, so I'll have to show this again next week and hope that she does show up.
Sometimes she can watch the replay too.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
All right, guys, we have a question for you. We haven't done this in a while. We used to do a lot of these where we ask you guys one question in our live streams. We thought we'd bring it back for today. And it is around the topic of comfort zone, because I think that's where a lot of the magic happens. As soon as you step outside of your comfort zone, do something that's maybe a bit of a risk that you've never tried before. It could be as simple as sharing or voicing an opinion, and that's not something that you're used to doing. There's always something that happens, either a shift within you or it attracts opportunities that you never thought would ever happen. So I want to ask you this question. The question is, what is one thing you can do in the next week that's a little outside of your comfort zone? So it's a little bit of an accountability thing too, because we might, it's not 100%, but you never know, we might ask you about it in the next live stream. But I'd love to hear from you, you know, what is one thing? And it doesn't have to be this big grand thing like, you know, going on like a waterfall, rappelling down a waterfall or something like that. It could just be something super simple. So what is one thing you can do in the next week?
Mm-hmm. And while we're waiting for some answers, I forgot to put my pre-show. I have these pre-show rituals. So before we go live, make sure to have a full stomach, drink water, that kind of thing. But I forgot to put my peppermint halo. So this is by Sage. And as you guys can see, it's really bright and it's actually really hot right now. So this is a cooling oil. So I am going to put this on because I totally forgot. And some people will wait to hear their responses.
Yeah. I can answer this too. Like, let's both of us answer this as well.
Okay.
One thing that, you know, I plan on doing in the next week is recording. So I'm moving pretty fast with this song. And that's not something that I usually do. You know, I usually sit with the track and, you know, figure out how I'm going to sing the vocals. For this is a cover, so it's pretty easy, but it's not just singing the melody. It's also deciding, okay, what harmonies am I going to sing and how am I going to arrange the vocals? What am I going to do here in this part of the song? Like whether it's, again, harmonies or oohs or ahs or whatever, right? So I usually plan all that stuff out before I record. But for this session, I'm planning on just feeling it out, not really planning exactly what I'm going to do or how I'm going to sing it, but just start recording on Saturday and just kind of see what comes out and feel it as it comes out. So that's definitely something that's going to be out of my comfort zone. That's going to be recorded on Saturday.
Nice. Okay, what's one thing that you can do in the next week that's a little out of your comfort zone? Well, first thing visually that I can see is probably reading. Like, so I am very much an audible listener. I listen to podcasts, audiobooks constantly. And so I have to force myself to read because it's just easier for me to do audio. And I tend to just do that because I usually listen to audiobooks while I'm working out, walking.
It's usually like
cooking,
a multitask thing, right? Like
stuff where I don't need to think so hard.
Yeah, and you kind of pair it along with another activity.
So like reading is probably, like physically reading is probably out of my comfort zone. It's not crazy. It's not crazy, but it
doesn't have to be crazy, right? It's just something that you wouldn't normally do. And it's just like there's a little bit of uncomfortableness, a little bit or a lot, depending on the scale of what you're doing. But it's something that, like, you know, you need to push yourself a little bit to step into that, whatever it is.
Let me just think of another one here.
We got some answers here. So Monica says, golfing is outside of your comfort zone. Very cool. So is that, you know, something new, Monica, that you haven't tried before? Or maybe it's going golfing with a certain group of people. That's really cool. Actually, I don't think I've ever been on a full course golfing. I've only done like the putts and the driving range.
Putts?
Like, yeah, the putt, the mini putt.
Mini golf.
Thank you. And yeah, like the driving range where you're just hitting golf balls basically into the abyss and seeing where they go.
I've never been on an actual golf course.
Yeah.
There's a bunch here.
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah. Timothy says, I can go even deeper with SEO. It is definitely outside of my comfort zone. Yeah, I mean, I can see that you are evolving with your YouTube content, Timothy. I do notice that you are incorporating some SEO in the title that I can see at this point, and you are trying different style of videos and doing things that can better help get you found, and taking it to the next level. So that's really cool to see. I do notice that.
Yeah. It's just like spend a little bit more time, understanding it. Like it depends where you are, right? Is it something that you need to watch one of my videos again on the YouTube SEO course? Or is it practicing? Is it more practicing that you need to just get out of your comfort zone with that?
Mm-hmm.
Just do one little thing, it could just even be like looking up for tags or looking up a tag or a main keyword phrase that works for your video rather than like doing the whole 5-step deal. 1%, just 1% matters.
Yeah. I will say that I've hit a little bit of a slump in my Facebook Marketplace selling. For those of you who have been following my Facebook Marketplace journey, I started off really strong, and it was just like, whoa, sale, 5 sales in one day, and it was just like, go. I've hit like a little bit of a plateau where it's like the sales are a little bit fewer, and it's been like 5 days without a sale, and that's usually, I was like, every day there was something selling, and I kind of need to get back into it. It could be several different reasons. I mean, we're in the height of summer right now.
Yeah.
Could be my products. They're not necessarily the most exciting products right now because I did all the exciting stuff. And
are you listing less now?
I'm listing less because there's like other stuff happening.
Yeah. So it might be it might be a combination of that, like, not as much action taken towards it, but also everyone's like, they don't want to be online. They want to be out in the beaches and in the sunshine because it's like rare that we get this kind of weather here in Vancouver. Yeah. I feel like our summer is just starting and it's end of July, people.
Yeah. So
this is not normal.
So that's probably 2 things that I could do is get back in the game here with Marketplace.
Yeah.
And because I always say this line to myself, you can't sell if you don't list. If it's not listed, there's no way in hell anybody's purchasing anything from you.
Yep, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Right? Wayne Gretzky.
Yes, it's not my quote.
Roland says, I'm drawing a blank here. I need to force myself to come up with some ideas for videos, being lazy for a couple of weeks. Which channel is this for? The Getting It Done North of 7 or the CF Moto Side Rider? Maybe we could help you come up with some stuff here.
That's the point, Roland. This is like, I think maybe some other people might be drawing a blank too for this question of what's one thing you can do to step outside of your comfort zone in the next week. And that's the point. Like when you're drawing a blank, it means that it's not something that you normally think about, right? And that means just by you contemplating this question, I'm pushing you a little bit outside of your comfort zone. So you're already doing it.
Yeah, you're probably like, what should I?
Yeah. you need to think a little bit differently. And, that kind of prompts the mind to like think of, okay, well, what do I have going on in the next week? What do I need to do? And then kind of assess things. And just by you doing that, it's already putting you outside of your comfort zone. So I mean, you already have something here. Come up with some ideas for videos.
The reason why we're saying all this is because it creates a different outcome. It creates a new feeling, result, outcome, and it can be beneficial. It helps you to grow. It helps you to see new things.
Yeah.
Think of new things.
It's so easy to get used to the same routine of doing certain things over and over again, right? And it doesn't matter where you are in your life or what your path is like, whether you're just a new entrepreneur, whether you haven't even started a business yet, whether you already have some success in your business. It really doesn't matter where you are on that timeline. We all eventually get in a groove of getting used to things in the way that they're done. And, if it's not necessarily a bad thing, It's just that, if you're working towards a goal and you're seeking something different, and it doesn't have to be a grand goal or anything. It could just be like, oh, I want to feel more excitement this week, which is something different for you that you don't normally feel. Even something simple as that. Then you have to do something a little bit different, right? That's why we're kind of pushing you a little bit here to think differently.
Mm-hmm. Timothy says, I plan on watching the videos in the course again.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's, that is
a good place to start.
An asset and a resource for you guys, the Profitable Channel course. It's literally what we do for our channel, and it's how we run our channel, that whole thing. And we are going to be updating it and adding more stuff to it and making it more, it already is quite full, but we're going to be adding more stuff to it.
I think that those SEO videos specifically in the course is something that you can watch over and over again, and just like to keep it fresh in your mind. I think Roland watched it like 4 times or something.
Yeah.
the SEO videos. And I mean, Roland, you have 2 really successful channels growing. Those are really assets, like the SEO portion of the course.
Roland, I think, mentioned last month or maybe this month, his channel was hitting like $1,500 in Google ad revenue. And I'm not sure how many subscribers you have, but you have less than 10,000, and that's pretty good.
Oh, that's incredible. That's like, that's more than some big channels make, that get tens of thousands of views on their videos.
Mm-hmm. Roland said, I had a head cold for nearly 2 weeks, so maybe that's it. I don't have my usual jump and go. I will come back at any moment now. Yeah, I mean, that's sorry to hear that you weren't feeling well. It's it sucks when that happens. It's kind of like a 2 steps back kind of thing, like the snakes and ladders game, where you're going up and then the freaking, I was gonna swear, the snake comes and then you're like, down. Is it the ladder? No, yeah, it's a snake that brings you down.
The snake, and you're like, damn snake. Yes, it happens, right? That's life. Like you just
that
get
is
knocked,
life.
You get knocked down. Life is snakes and ladders. I'm like, it's so dead obvious, and it happens all the time, right? And it's just a matter of you continuing to cross the squares on the board, because you never know when you might hit a ladder that takes you somewhere, right?
Yeah, and it just goes.
Because if you don't take one move 1 square, then you stay where you are, right? So it's just a matter of getting back up. And I know you will, Roland. Any moment now.
We should do a video with the snakes and ladders game, and just like roll the dice and then move it and then roll the dice and then it's going down, and then you're doing a narration over it.
Yeah.
And being like, the snakes and ladders is literally like the game of life. And then like it's just, I'm just we're just doing B-roll of this me is like, rolling the dice, and
this is like the plant metaphor, but snakes and ladders metaphor.
Yeah, and you're just like reading out some motivational text.
Could be. I don't have a snakes and ladders game, I don't think.
Yeah, we'd have to go get one.
Both channels, he says. All right. I haven't uploaded much this week because we had record temperatures. Whoa, of almost 40 degrees. Wow.
Oh my God, that's like the heat
wave last year.
Last year.
Yeah.
Oh.
Those are some rough temperatures.
Yeah, like it was like it was really bad. I remember, and I think it was it BC and Alberta?
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know if BC, like British Columbia, got it the worst, but man, it was like derailed us as a province.
It's really hard to film in 40-degree weather when you don't have AC.
Yeah.
Because your building doesn't allow AC.
Thank you so much, Timothy, for the super sticker.
Thank you.
Appreciate
That's
it
awesome,
so
Timothy.
much.
Thanks so much. you come on here every single week. We're just happy to have you here, show up, and your generosity is much appreciated. Thank you.
Thanks, Timothy.
Liet says, not sure it would be entirely out of my comfort zone. Something I have not done in years. Found a spot by our house with a lazy river. We bought inflatable water tubes and a raft.
Ooh. That could
sounds
see
like fun.
Like if you haven't done that and you're going into the water, I can see that is out of your comfort zone.
That's really fun. That's like I haven't done that in a real lazy river before. It's usually in water parks where they give you those big inflatable water tubes and then you go on something that's called the lazy river and it's like a windy thing. But yeah, it's always a relaxing ride.
Fun fact about lazy rivers, like the actual ones, there's some here in BC, and I've seen some YouTube channels where the scuba diving YouTube channels or the snorkelists or whatever, the ones that go underneath in the water to find treasures, they specifically go to the lazy rivers because people always drop like their wallets and their cameras and their phones, and it's like they just like collect all of them.
Wait, in a water park?
No, like in an actual lazy river.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I would not bring my wallet with me. But yeah, I don't doubt there's a lot of good finds with that. Yes. Way to go, Roland. Yeah, that's huge. I mean, it started from zero, right? And it's always so exciting to see that number climb. It fluctuates, it goes up and down. But when you hit a certain milestone with it, it's always something to celebrate.
Mm-hmm. Roland says, haha, yes, it's snakes and ladders, but it makes us better.
What a question. Let me think. Yeah, I'm stumping some of you guys.
What a great question.
Yes. I totally missed that word.
Yeah. She thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Because you came up with that question.
I thought it would be a great question just because just by you thinking about it, it's putting you outside of your comfort zone. It's just in a very small way.
Well, because people don't think about it. And I'm always thinking about what can I do to make myself better? Mm-hmm. How can I get better? I don't like it when I get too comfortable or I'm not pushing myself to be better, because then I know I'm going backwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's another quote. If you're not growing, you're dying.
Yeah, it's more of a harsher one.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes like, when you say that to people, they get offended.
I guess it depends on what makes you happy. I mean, like you're thinking about where you are right now. Are you happy? That's just what it comes down to. And if you ask yourself that question and you just hear a resounding yes inside of you, then that's perfect. That's exactly where you need to be.
I can honestly say yes, I am.
Mm-hmm.
Because and that wasn't true back in before entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
So 2009.
Yeah.
I would be like, nope.
Yeah, like what is happy?
Yeah, it was like,
right?
It was like 1 out of 100 days you'd be really happy.
Yeah.
For me back then.
I thought I knew what happiness meant, but I didn't really truly get it and understand it until I started singing and my music, and I started, being around more like other creative people, and that just led into this whole Essetino thing, like helping other creators and entrepreneurs. It's like you never know where that one little seed will take you, and it's such an exciting journey. But yeah, that was probably one of the first times that I felt like immense happiness.
Mm-hmm.
The kind that you cry over because you're so happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people feel that.
Yeah, I've had several moments of euphoria where I couldn't even believe this was my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
it's crazy. And it's not even about like material things.
Yeah.
You know, it's like helping people, changing people's lives, being able to do stuff for my family.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
There's so many other things that are rewarding in life, and like money is just a tool on the way to, you know, achieving other things that you want. But it's like it's such like on a scale of all these things that you can be rewarded by, it's just like a tiny speck.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. Well, I think we got one last here from Timothy. Having the growth mindset is so important. It definitely is. It's what keeps you going. And
Mm-hmm.
it is crazy because, you know, we see people, we've been in this game for a while now, and I see people and they're in the exact same place, but older. And nothing has changed. Still the same. I saw someone recently, and I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And they're like, "Same." And it was like, I don't know, 10 years later.
Yeah.
And you know, I am cautious of how I speak to people. So if I'm getting that kind of a vibe from someone, I'm not going to go, "Oh yeah, you know, I have this YouTube channel. I created this and that, and we have students," and like I kind of go off of the vibe of the person, because yeah.
You don't want them to feel bad.
Not that I don't want them to feel bad, but I'm just kind of you know, that when you bounce the energy of the same person.
Well,
I'm just reflecting.
What if by you sharing what you're excited about, that instills a seed of excitement in them or inspires them in some way?
I do that if they ask me, like, it really depends. It's
Mm-hmm.
very variable. Each person is very different. I kind of just go off of the energy, because there's people that will say it, but then they're like looking for hope. But then there's people that will say it,
but they're closed.
They're just like, yeah. So I can kind of tell.
Gauge. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's about it. There's a lot of laughs happening in the comments there.
Boris's hair.
Yeah, we'll leave that there. And thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Stay tuned next week for the Essetino Weekly Mastermind episode number 107.
Yes, everybody, hope you have a great rest of the week. Think about that question. You know, if you didn't put an answer in the comments, I want you to think about what's one thing that you can do in the upcoming week that puts you a little bit outside of your comfort zone. And, you know, if you're someone who thinks better when you write or when you journal, just take a pen and paper out and just answer that question on a piece of paper. See what comes out. I think it's definitely something to think about. So hope you guys all have a great rest of the week. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you next time, 6 p.m. PST, Thursday. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.